Challenges turn into growth. Vision into action. A journey that reminds us that the future isn't written for us, it is written by us.
Numbers always came naturally to me. At Georgetown, I learned that math could solve more than equations. It could solve problems that matter. It became my voice, for my family, my community, and those too often left behind.
I am a war survivor, a witness to the fight of those girls who risked everything for an education. I carry my mother's courage and the dreams of every Afghan girl with me. Today, I step forward not only as a survivor, but as a change maker.
Everything I do for my family, my community, the city of Chicago. I carry their dreams with me. We call it Sankofa, because when I rise, they rise.
Today, we celebrate you, the class of 2025. Your families, friends, and loved ones who have all come together to share in your hard work and excellence. Together, we go forward with purpose. Continues, because hope is not just where your story begins, it's how greatness continues.
Good evening. Interim President Groves, Frank McCourt, members of the faculty, distinguished guests, please be seated. Welcome to the commencement exercises for the McCourt School of Public Policy at Georgetown University. I'm Thomas DeLear, Interim Dean of the McCourt School. In October 2013, we became the McCourt School thanks to the vision and generosity of alumnus Frank McCourt. I want to thank him as we recognize this 12th class of McCourt School graduates. Today, we assemble to honor candidates for the degrees of Master of Public Policy, Master of Policy Management, Master of International Development Policy, and Master of Science in Data Science for Public Policy. These graduates have the rigorous training in ethical grounding, the vision and capacity to work across differences that are foundational to a McCourt School education, and that prepare them to be effective change makers the world needs. We will begin our ceremony with an invocation delivered by Reverend Cara Rockhill. Following the invocation, Interim Provost Soika Colbert will be offering welcoming remarks. Now, please stand if you are able to do so for the national anthem, which will be led by Georgetown University Concert Choir and Chamber Singers, accompanied by Bayfield Brass. And please remain standing for the invocation.
As you stand on the precipice of what was, rejoicing in what is, and looking upon what comes next. Graduates, may your hearts be filled with the celebration and excitement of this day. May your feet be guided across this stage, and may all hearts be filled with the love and strength it has taken to get to this point. On this day, when we honor and celebrate the work that led to this moment, may you let the celebration wash over you. Be filled with grace. May the grace of God keep you, celebrate with you, and lift you up to do the work that you are called to do. Amen.
Oh, okay. Please be seated. Thank you, Reverend Rockhill and Interim Dean DeLaire. It is my pleasure to see all of you, our graduates and guests, at the commencement ceremony for the McCourt School of Public Policy. Many of our guests have traveled great distances to be a part of this celebration. For some of you, this may be your first time on the Hilltop campus, which for over 230 years has educated students to become leaders in service to the nation and the world. By way of welcome, let me tell you a little bit about our campus and our history. Georgetown has grown in 3 stages. The first stage began with John Carroll, who bought a small parcel of land on which to begin his academy. Not yet a college, certainly not yet a university, but a place with big ambitions. The Jesuits in Maryland had been, sometimes legally, sometimes illegally, running schools from the time they arrived in 1634. If you look up at the balcony of White Gravener on the far end of Copley Lawn, you see images of those schools with their dates: 1634, 1640, 1677, 1745, and finally Georgetown Heights, 1789. But even with these exceedingly modest beginnings, Georgetown harbored two great ambitions. One was to begin training leaders for the new republic, established in the same year as Carroll's Academy. The second was to be a home for every student, irrespective of faith or creed. A bold move at that time, and in some ways, a bold move even now. The second stage began with the buildings that are behind me, from the Reverend Patrick Healy, the son of an enslaved mother who realized in the 1870s that the College of Georgetown could and should become a university. He expanded the curriculum, and most significantly, he introduced the serious laboratory study of science, the mark of modern learning. Gradually, around the original college, other schools emerged: the School of Law, the School of Medicine, the School of Nursing, the School of Foreign Service. The dream, Georgetown's dream, rooted in Carroll's dream, kept getting bigger. At the end of the 1920s, a remarkable Jesuit, W. Coleman Nevels, began the third stage of the dream, which he called the Greater Georgetown. Georgetown not only as a national, but as a global institution. He built Copley Hall and White Gravener, completing the front quadrangle. Unfortunately, the Depression shut down much of Father Neville's ambitious plan, but it did not stop Greater Georgetown from becoming steadily greater. Because the greatness of Georgetown is not its buildings, the greatness of Georgetown is not even in its dream. The greatness of Georgetown is in the contribution to the world of those whom Georgetown has trained. The greatness of Georgetown is you, our newest class. When you come back for reunions in 10 or 20 or even, hard to imagine, 25 years, I can assure you, you will discover an even greater Georgetown. But at that point, you will know that you all have been a crucial part of what made and continues to make the greatness happens. Congratulations and thank you.
Our founder, Most Reverend John Carroll, first Archbishop of Baltimore and first Catholic bishop in the United States, took legal possession of land on our hilltop in 1789, and we mark that as our founding date. Our first student, the future North Carolina Congressman William Gaston, arrived in 1791, though our first bachelor's degrees were not awarded until 1817. It was in 1815 that, with enrollments passing the 100 mark, the college president, Father John Grassi of the Society of Jesus, asked then Congressman Gaston to present a petition for a federal charter, a document that still today sanctions academic business that we do here. Georgetown's charter, the first federal charter in the history of the Republic, has the additional distinction of having been signed by President James Madison, the father of the United States Constitution. It is our custom to initiate academic ceremonies with a reading of that charter. To discharge that office, I'm pleased to introduce Ms. Marie Matson, Secretary of the University.
An act concerning the College of Georgetown in the District of Columbia. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that it shall and may be lawful for such persons as now are, or from time to time may be, the president and directors of the College of Georgetown within the District of Columbia, to admit any of the students belonging to said college or other persons meriting academical honors to any degree in the faculties, arts, sciences, and liberal professions to which persons are usually admitted in other colleges and universities of the United States, and to issue in an appropriate form the diplomas or certificates which may be requisite to testify to the admission of such degree. Signed, Langdon Cheevis, Speaker of the House of Representatives. John Gaillard, President pro tempore of the Senate. Approved March 1st, 1815. James Madison, President of the United States.
It is now my honor to welcome E.J. Dion, Distinguished University Professor, who will introduce our commencement speaker.
Thank you. I had the joy of working with Sam Feist, especially in the early years of his career, and it's one of the reasons I am deeply honored today to introduce the reading of his citation. It was clear from the start how gifted and how professional he was, but also, and far more important, what a warm human being he is, what a great gift for building strong personal relationships he has, and as you'll soon hear, how good he is at bridge building. He produced and managed the production of CNN political programs that many in this audience have seen and enjoyed: Crossfire, State of the Union, The Capitol Gang, Evans and Novak, Late Edition, and Wolf Blitzer Reports. And yes, to all our graduates out here today, Sam was one fine student. Before receiving his honors degree from our law school, he was a Phi Beta Kappa graduate of Vanderbilt University. Now, it is my privilege to read Georgetown University's honorary degree citation for him. He received his law degree from Georgetown with honors and decided to use his gifts in the indispensable but often thankless work of journalism. He has been an innovator who also upheld old-fashioned values about the importance of truth and the value of democracy. He continues to think that even in our currently wild and unpredictable and highly polarized media environment, citizens profit from hearing competing points of view directly from political leaders. Those who turn to the news, he insists, are perfectly capable of analyzing what they hear themselves. Today, Georgetown honors one of its own, a truly exceptional journalist and leader, Sam Feist. Yeah. Sam Feist has had and continues to have a powerful influence on our public life and how Americans can gain knowledge, the knowledge they need to be good citizens. In his 34 years at CNN, Sam managed its most important programs. He helped conceptualize and was the founding executive director of The Situation Room, the daily newscast now in its 12th year. He has produced interviews with the leaders of the late 20th and early 21st century, including Margaret Thatcher, Mikhail Gorbachev, Yitzhak Rabin, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and George W. Bush. He received 5 Emmy Awards for his work as executive producer of CNN's coverage of the 2006 midterm elections, breaking news coverage of the 2011 Arab Spring, and CNN's election night coverage in 2012. CNN Chief Executive Mark Thompson called Feist a CNN institution and one of the best connected journalists in Washington. He used those connections in the public interest, and now, as the CEO of C-SPAN, he will keep doing that. His core objective is clear. We, Sam said of C-SPAN, are a longtime champion of trusting Americans to make up their own minds. Sam Feist is not afraid to tell it like it is about our current moment. We are not used to high-ranking officials saying things that are absolutely not true, he once said, and we have to point it out. We have to say when something isn't true. He also had good advice about social media, insisting that it is no substitute for actually talking with each other. You have to be skeptical of what you're seeing and reading on Twitter and applying it to the electorate, Sam said. If you think you understand what's motivating voters because you're reading it on Twitter, you may be completely wrong. The justly celebrated Jesuit theologian Bernard Lonergan would appreciate Sam, the care he has put into his work, and above all, his dedication to truth. Lonergan wrote, "One cannot play fast and loose with what one knows to be true." Sam has lived by that. Lonergan also asked us to thoroughly understand what it is to understand. Sam has spent his life seeking that depth of understanding in service to the dialogue of democracy. In recognition of his exceptional achievements in journalism, his respect for our fellow citizens, his skill in telling the story of our time, and his service to democracy, Georgetown is privileged to bestow upon Sam Feist the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Thank you.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and by the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I officially confer upon Mr. Sam Feist the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. It's now my pleasure to present to you Georgetown's newest alumnus, Samuel Feist, who will deliver the commencement address.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, President Groves, for this generous honor and for the extraordinary privilege of addressing our 2025 McCourt School of Public Policy graduates. Thank you, my dear friend EJ, for that kind introduction. Thank you for your many years of service to Georgetown, and a special thank you for saying yes all those times when I called you to appear on CNN on a Sunday morning at the last minute. Thank you, Dean DeLear, for everything you have done for this school and for how you have shepherded the McCourt School through a very important transition. And thank you, Mr. McCourt, there's Mr. McCourt, for investing in and supporting this remarkable school. Your dedication to Georgetown and to our students is a credit to you and to your family, and you are literally helping to change the lives of these graduates and McCourt School graduates in the future. So thank you, Mr. McCourt. But most important, thank you to the graduates of 2025 graduates of the McCourt School of Public Policy. What a great day to be a Hoya. This day could only be perfected by the presence on this great lawn of President Jack DeGioia, who had a dream that Georgetown would educate its public policy students in a spectacular new building on a campus appropriately in the shadow of the dome of the United States Capitol. Class of 2025, you have helped bring President DeGioia's dream to life. I spent my law school years on Georgetown's Capitol campus, and I can tell you there is no better location in the world for a school of public policy. Did you know that our school has two mottos? Of course, you all know the more famous motto, Hoya Saxa, which means what rocks, and today, there's no doubt about it, you rock. But for this conversation, I want to draw your attention to Georgetown's perhaps more important motto, that other one, which is utrac unum, both into one. The phrase found in St. Paul's letter to the Ephesians is used to describe the unity of learning and faith, both into one, both into one. Truly a motto for our times. Imagine if even for a moment, both sides of our deeply divided country and deeply divided world could come together to work for the public good. Utrac unum, both into one. McCourt class of 2025, you hail from 25 different nations. You will undoubtedly go on to shape public policy in the United States and around the world. And I dare say that our divided world needs you, this group, this class, more than ever. All of you have a tremendous burden and responsibility to carry, but it's also a tremendous opportunity. And today I'd like to talk for a few minutes about that opportunity. I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about American politics, but for those of you who hail from other nations, the unfortunate trends happening in American politics are also happening almost everywhere, so they certainly apply to you as well. Here in the United States, we find ourselves in a time of exceptional polarization, acrimony in our political discourse. It's my belief that this acrimony is an absolute barrier to solving the great problems of our nation. We are shouting about each other. We are insulting each other. We are making things up about each other, and we are absolutely not listening to each other. You see, I firmly believe that Americans who vote for Republicans love their country. And I firmly believe that Americans who vote for Democrats love their country. They both want a bright future for their country and for their children. They both want their children to have more opportunities than they did. And they both hope for peace, prosperity, happiness. But there's a destructive trend underway in our country. We are living through this great sorting of America. We are dividing ourselves by political identity, red team and blue team, red areas and blue areas, red media and blue media. And it's taking a serious toll on the country. So often today, Democrats and Republicans are reading and hearing different stories, different messages, listening to different personalities from different outlets, and hear what they believe are different facts. All of this is made worse by the algorithmically chosen content we're served on social media, which promotes division and de-emphasizes compromise. No wonder folks on the right and on the left each think that the other have lost their minds. This hyperpolarization of our politics and our media has led, perhaps for the first time in modern history, to Americans no longer having a common understanding of truth, policy, or even what the goals for the country should be. Our discourse has become hardened and poisonous. We're talking past each other. Our Thanksgiving tables have frequently descended into chaos and finger-pointing. And I sincerely believe that you, the McCourt class of 2025, can help fix it. You must help fix it. Whether your goal is to work in government or politics or in the US or abroad, at a think tank or an NGO, in corporate America or the media, as our future policy leaders, you have an obligation to the people that you serve to work to break this poisonous cycle. Here in America, Democrats, Republicans, and independents must resume civil discourse with one another. We must listen to one another. We must try to understand each other. We must recognize that people whom we disagree with still love their country, and our country will be better off when our leaders work across the ideological divide to solve our problems. When you understand the other side, you'll become a better advocate. You'll become more effective. You'll make better policy, and you'll shape a brighter future for all of us. So this is for the Democrats and progressives out there. Over half our country voted for Donald Trump. These Americans are not evil. They're not unpatriotic. They're not undemocratic. They do not want the poor to go hungry. They want government to be there for us when we're old and we're sick. For the Republicans and conservatives out there, almost half our country voted for Kamala Harris. These Americans are also not evil. They're not unpatriotic. They don't want open borders. They do not want to bankrupt our country. They do not support terrorists, and they, just like you, want their government to protect them from harm, protect the country from our enemies, and be there for us when we're old and sick. So how do we get each other to stop vilifying the others who voted for Donald Trump or voted for Kamala Harris as evil or deluded or un-American and all these things that we hear. Vilifying those who voted differently than we did pushes us apart. It makes it that much more difficult to find common ground. Instead of vilifying each other, we need to listen. We need to figure out where we agree with each other. We actually agree on far more than we disagree, but we will only know that when we listen. So, my first request to you, help us to turn the word compromise from a dirty word into a goal. Don't let those on the edges of the political spectrum control our dialogue. So many politicians today would rather win a political argument than produce good public policy. Those politicians let the perfect be the enemy of the good because they think it helps their chances or their party's chances politically. But ultimately, it's a losing game, terrible for the country because the result is gridlock. In my 35 years as a journalist at both CNN and now at C-SPAN, I've had a chance to visit and interview presidents and governors, cabinet secretaries, members of Congress, American leaders across the political spectrum. Despite watching our country grow more polarized over these last few decades, I honestly believe that most of our political and policy leaders hope to indeed make this a more perfect union. Our country has a long history of ideological opponents breaking bread. John Adams was a passionate Federalist who believed in strong central government, Thomas Jefferson a fierce advocate for states' rights, but these two rivals from different parties developed a friendship, found compromise, and together were indispensable to the creation of our new nation. Ronald Reagan was as conservative as they came, but he also said that if he got 75% or 80% of what he wanted, that was a great victory. And he lived that motto. President Reagan and Democratic Speaker of the House, Tip O'Neill, could not have been more different politically or ideologically. Reagan said government was the problem. Tip O'Neill said government was the solution. And yet these two lions of American politics struck up a friendship, a real friendship, and then they began to talk about where they could compromise and take the country forward. This unlikely partnership steadied the American economy, saved Social Security for more than a generation, and helped end the Cold War. But first they had to talk and find mutual respect, even if they came from opposite sides of the political spectrum. Reagan later made this toast about his friend and political opposite, Tip O'Neill. Tip, he said, if I had a ticket to heaven and you didn't have one too, I would give mine away and go to hell with you. Don't we want all of our leaders to have the ability to work together like Reagan and Tip O'Neill? In the 90s, even fierce political opponents, President Bill Clinton and then Speaker of the House, Republican Newt Gingrich, collaborated to balance the federal budget for the first time in 30 years. Such accomplishments would be almost impossible to imagine in 2025. And closer to home, our fellow Hoya, conservative Justice Antonin Scalia, had a remarkable friendship with liberal Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, whose husband was my Georgetown law professor. I dare say that Justices Scalia and Ginsburg were the closest of friends, and importantly, they would frequently find legal common ground. All of this was possible because these titans of American politics and jurisprudence paused the rhetoric and the shouting just long enough to talk, to figure out where compromise was possible. Those on the far left and the far right were often outraged, but the country was better off. Compromises, whether they be big or small, can only happen when we talk with one another. So my next and most important request of you, the McCourt School of Public Policy Class of 2025, when you go into the policy world, I hope you will make it a priority to actively seek out those that you disagree with. Develop relationships with them. You don't have to compromise your values or leave your party. In fact, real compromise can be a powerful way to live out your values and turn those values into lasting policy. When our policymakers compromise, we all win. You just have to keep your ears open for areas where you might agree or be able to find common ground. Listen to those you disagree with, not to debate, but to understand. Look for even the smallest areas of agreement, and just as you seek to understand those with whom you disagree, help them to understand you. Break bread with one another. You can even do it secretly. Maybe include them in your kitchen cabinet because possibly you could become close friends. And one day, when you're both big shots, you might be able to do some great things together. Look around you. Look around this lawn. Look at your fellow classmates. You are looking at probably your most important network. You all have Georgetown. You all have McCourt. And you all have each other. Stay in touch and stay close and rely on each other. Rely on this group. Leverage these relationships that you've built. Meet for a drink when you're traveling, especially the people who are with you that you know you have some disagreements with. So I have urged you, as our future public policy leaders, to help fix our broken political discourse, and I want to do my part also. For many years, as EJ noted, I produced a program at CNN called Crossfire. It was a raucous debate program that definitely did not bring people together, or lead to compromise, or find common ground. It wasn't supposed to. But now I'm at C-SPAN, and our mission is simple: to bring America's government to the American people in the most nonpartisan way we possibly can. So tonight, I'm announcing to you first that this fall, C-SPAN will launch a new television program, a program about helping to address America's broken political discourse. It won't be called Crossfire. It will be called Ceasefire. Every week on Ceasefire, a Democrat and a Republican will sit down together to help solve some of America's great problems. No shouting, no fighting, no acrimony, no nastiness, just two American political leaders with a willingness to find common ground. We want to show America that Democrats and Republicans can not only get along, they can solve problems. We want to prove that people who come from very different ideological perspectives, who still love their country, who want to work with willing partners, can make the country better. So when you see Ceasefire on TV this fall, you will know exactly where it began. Right here on Healy Lawn at your Georgetown graduation. I'm actually optimistic about our politics. We have gone through some terrible times in this country, from the Civil War to the violence and polarization of the 60s to the Watergate period to the divisions of today. But maybe that's the brilliance of our democracy. We always figure it out. And you know when we do? When people from different backgrounds and political perspectives come together. Adams and Jefferson, Reagan and O'Neill, Clinton and Gingrich, our own Scalia and Ginsburg. Because Republicans, Democrats, and independents actually do want the best for our country. And you, the class of 2025, have chosen to make a difference because you too want to make our country and our world a better place. As we prepare to send you off into the world, I am optimistic about the opportunities ahead for all of you, the class of 2025. We need you more than ever. Yes, we all know there have been changes that impact some career paths in the United States government, but you are the best of the best, trained in Washington, D.C., at one of the finest universities in the world. The need for your skills and your passion is greater than ever. Governments need you, so do nonprofits, for-profits, NGOs, even the media. You have what it takes to solve some of the greatest policy problems of our time. Here at Georgetown, you have gained the wisdom to make a difference. Your job as a public policy leader will be to find those places where your interests, ideals, and yes, your politics intersect with those whom you agree and disagree. Take the edges off the rhetoric. Become a peacemaker. Build consensus. Come together. Utrac unum. Help turn both into one. And it's through these conversations and these moments that you, the Georgetown McCourt class of 2025, will really help change the world. You are why I'm optimistic. I, for one, can't wait. God bless this university and all of you. Always remember, Utrac unum, and of course, Hoya Saxa. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sam, for your many contributions to journalism, your enduring commitment to bettering our nation, and your inspiring remarks this evening. Before we begin the presentation of the candidates for their degrees, I would like to recognize the contributions made by our faculty and staff, my colleagues here at the McCourt School. As students, each one of you have studied with, been challenged by, and sought counsel from many of our full and part-time faculty members and staff. Therefore, I ask you as graduates to join me in expressing appreciation to your teachers and administrators. It is a great privilege to introduce my distinguished colleagues, the faculty of the McCourt School of Public Policy, who are seated behind me, and the McCourt School staff, who are in the audience assisting with today's ceremony. We are now prepared to present candidates for their degrees. I ask Alexander Sens, Dean of the Graduate School, to come forward and present the candidates for their degrees in course. While we are committed to freedom of expression, as you walk across the stage, we ask you to respect this event and the experience of your classmates and their families. Thank you for respecting your classmates and the audience. And please hold your applause until all graduates have been recognized.
The graduates will now come forward to receive their diplomas. Professor Adam Thomas, Faculty Director of the Master of Public Policy Program, will read the names of MPP graduates. Nuko Ofori will call the Master of Policy Management graduates as Director of that program. Frank Wiebe, Faculty Director of the Master of International Development Policy degree program, will announce the names of students graduating with an MIDP degree. Professor Ioannis Ziogas, Faculty of the Data Science for Public Policy program, will read the names of DSPP graduates. The faculty directors will also hood the graduates.
As Faculty Director of the Master of Public Policy degree program, I am proud to call forth the following graduates. Abril Noel Hunter. Elizabeth Ann Wood. Mandy Jean Acevedo. Madeline Collins Adelson. Colin Agostisi. Adelio Alexander Alfaro. Orit Faye Avichaser. Krishna Barwad. David Bloom. Kyra Talitha Nicole Brown. Luna Bush. Nisi Cantu. Emmanuel Carrasco Hernandez. Gabriela Eileen Devanesia Colley. Jimmy Town. Jiayu Chen. Michael Chen. Yihan Chen. Zhehao Chen. Alberico Joseph Conti. Ruyan Dai. Maddie Davis. Liu Ting Deng. Wayne Ding. Vinori Disanayaka. Xian Fan. Yuan Fang. Xinyue Feng. D'Angelo Kurt Francis. Trinisa Fung. Rory Marie Gaudet. Olivia Rose Gomez. Isabel Everson Gonzalez. Rucha Gopal. Isabel Helen Granger. Cheyenne Faith Green. Allison Flynn Greenday. Aisha Gull. Yichen Guo. Fatima Oenati Hassan. Alicia Marie Helfrich. Yuindi Ho. Chiatian Shi. Jacqueline Aras Steinacre Isero. Sahar Ghazi Jadua. Yikun Jiang. Rena John. Tyler Madison Johnson. Anisha Kalra. Ambalika Khanna. Estelle Kim. Adela Kwong. Philip Kulikov. Dipesh Kumar. Haoshen Li. Lingxi Li. Sasha Li. Danlei Liao. Claire Lin. Aaron Liao. Yicheng Liu. Moritz Ludwig. Madeline Christian McBride. Leonardo P. Mendoza Bernoy. Valeria Nicolette Mera. Sean Muhammad. Anushka Nair. Charlene Nguyen. Xinyi Amber Ni. Emily Jingyi Chow. Ankita Ragram. Emma Reedy. Sophie Elizabeth Radosky. Shannon Elizabeth Rogers. Madeline Helena Ross. Robert Lewis Ruffins. Dan Ryan. Natalie Madeline Sandoval. Samantha Catherine Schwartz. Grace Sechak. Soo Yun Suh. Hannah Mae Shepherd Moore. Nabrath Sharif. Xiao Ray Shi. Jackson Henry Carton Shield. Dylan Shilley. Madeline McKay Shojai. McKenna Lee Simpson. Priscilla Stiesman. Talia Juliet Sarah Stringfellow. Yuxiang Su. Allison Grace Stackhouse Tate. Xian Tang. Christopher Kyle Taylor. Gabriel Vernon Taylor. Jason J. Tomzak. Kevin Daniel Velasco. Santiago Nicholas Vidal Calvo. Isabella Monique Garnier Walken. Eleanor Walter. Chuchu Wan. Chun Wong. Jiakun Wong. Shiji Wong. Yangbo Wong. Odessa Sang. Yufang Wei. Tabitha Wilson. Jane Wright. Yuchi Xia. Xiang Xiangming Zhang. Yuelin Xing. Donnie Xu. Guanhua Xu. Lei Shulin. Yiyun Yang. Masaki Yoshimori. Riyang Zhang. Yifei Sun. Shaolun Zhang. Xiangyong Zhang. Yue Zhang. Weijing Zhang. Min Zhu. Yilin Zhu. Hua Zhu. Mitchell Christopher Zupko. Andrew Harrison Eichen. Timothy A. Mergler, Jr.
As Faculty Director of the Master of Policy Management degree program, I am proud to call forth the following graduates. Sugal Ali. Gabrielle Angahira. Spencer Bentley. Okay. Jose Antonio Jareggi. Caitlin Elizabeth Blansett. Joseph Francis Boyland IV. Andrew Brake. Brian Brockington. Kosala Crockett. Erica Daly. Mackenzie Jean Duncan. Melanie Amber Edwards. Joshua Fergal. No, Joshua. Okay, thank you. Victoria Ferrari. Garrett Fly. Jonathan Osvaldo Gill. Ron Goldstein. Edgar Miguel Grajeda. Tamar Hakohen. Michael Henderson. Richard Scott Henderson. Janina Annette Hoggins. Varun Halaby. Trevor Scott Jenkins. Thomas Giuliano. Manga Zhang. Connor P. Knapp. Kevin Robert Krupp. Haun Lee. Zoe Lee. Sarah Marie Locke. Olivia Ann Lynch. Tyler May McKinney. Kaio Mendes Samienko. Joseph Mahaland. Eric Andrew Murbach. Jonathan Kwabena Anhankora Ose. Francisca Oyanadal Vial. Dahlia Pace. Shoshi Prus. Sarah Justine Radakovich. Alon Reva. Laura Camila Rivera Velez. Fabian Arkle Rogers. Hiroki Saito. Sarah Fenderson Saperstein. Michael Claudius Saunders. Samuel Skillman. Matthew Tyler Stanley. Hajera Idrisovna Suleva. Dallas Matthew Sutton. Travis James Thornton. Scarlett Toe. Viv Tran. Chanel Washington. Banky Wellington. Jacob Zane Alexander Wells. Shantae Dominique Williams. Kyla Woods. Candace Jasmine Winter. Hui Ling Alice Yo.
Where am I? As the faculty director of the Masters of International Development Policy program, I'm proud to call forth the following graduates. Insha Afsar. Minakshi Alagasunthoro. Zina Hussein Al-Fayez. Basil Al-Yazuri. Bekir Armutlu. Carolyn Atahere. Muhammad Asad Ajar. Tianyu Batia Bai. Duana Blaki Je Macedo Miranda. Alec Stephen Brackell. Zeynep Chelik. Madeline Stiles DeMarco. David Alberto Gentili Lozano. Kaniz Amna Haider. Maliha Hamid. Jasmine Jha. Yaji Kim. Jaerong Lei. Omar Mauras Rodriguez. Juan Manuel Menendez. Dylan Tyler Moss. Hannah Jane Reynolds. Ritwika Ritiperna. Sona Rai Sareen.
As the Associate Faculty Director of the Masters of Science in Data Science for Public Policy program, I am proud to call forth the following graduates. Maria Elizabeth Bartlett. Daniel Cardenas Sanchez. Webb Holt Cochran. Samuel Ivan Cohen. Amelie Lawrence Ders. Asta Ja. Jasmine Gia. Sunaina Katpalia. An Chi Lian. Sun Liu. Catherine Stewart Loweth. Eugene Luo. Yuhan Ma. Junling Shao. Yundi Shi. Vaishnavi Singh. Gabriel Andres Soto Ortiz. Bridget Anna Sullivan.
Dean Sens, and Dr. Groves. It is my honor to present the aforementioned candidates for their degrees. Will the candidates please rise? These candidates have been duly examined by the faculty and approved by the Board of Directors. I therefore ask that you bestow upon them the degrees in course.
Are you ready? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and by the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I officially confer upon the aforementioned candidates the degrees of Master of Public Policy, Master of Policy Management, Master of International Development Policy, and Master of Science in Data Science for Public Policy.
You may be seated. Before I bid the graduates what I hope is only a temporary goodbye from Georgetown, I would like to recognize the parents, relatives, and friends of the graduates who provided our students with such valuable support. We honor and thank you for your contributions to our students' success. Graduates, please join me in offering our heartfelt thanks to your family and friends. And now, it is my privilege to present the interim president of Georgetown University, Dr. Robert Groves, to offer closing reflections.
I have 6.2 minutes of comments. Good evening, everyone. I am honored to share this moment with you. In fact, all the faculty and the staff look forward to this event every year. This is a culmination of hard work. The joy you feel in your hearts now, we share with you. Special word of thanks to our commencement speaker, Sam Feist. Tom DeLear, thank you for your leadership of the McCourt School during this period of transition. You and your colleagues lead during a very challenging time in U.S. universities, and I appreciate the devotion you've shown to your school that you've displayed over the past year. Thank you so much. And to our graduates, our beloved graduates, their families, our faculty and staff, and to our distinguished guests, welcome to the Hilltop, welcome to Georgetown. We all share this joy that you feel. And this, what we're doing right now, is a tradition that dates back more than 2 centuries. So at a moment like this, it's proper to just take a few minutes to reflect on what this university strives to attain and how these wonderful graduates will meet the world. At Georgetown, as our provost said, starting when the nation was born in 1789 and growing up with it, we have been deeply attentive to the civic dimensions of our mission. You'll notice that Healy Hall, this iconic building, doesn't face the Potomac River as a picturesque presence. It faces the seat of our national government to signify the attention we pay to serving the nation. This viewpoint, hopefully you're not a lone voice. This viewpoint, an orientation of patriotism and civic engagement, stems from our Jesuit animation of people for others. The principle has guided generations of Georgetown graduates who've gone on to serve as civil servants, elected officials, physicians, entrepreneurs, educators, and advocates. Through their service, they have made our communities more just, more humane, and more compassionate. At Georgetown, we will continue to honor those who devote significant portions of their lives to public service. Nothing will shake us from this mission. But service to others requires understanding of others, as our commencement speaker reminded us. One of the ways we accomplish this is by engaging in what our mission statement says, that serious and sustained discourse among people of different faiths, cultures, and beliefs promotes intellectual, ethical, and spiritual understanding. That's what we think we do here. That's what we aspire to do here, and nothing will stop us from doing it. In our classrooms, we learn not by clinging to what we think we know, but by holding it, managing it in attention with new information and new perspectives. Just as a physician must allow a diagnosis to evolve in the light of new test results, just as a civil servant must listen and adapt to the voices of the communities they serve, we must all allow our beliefs to be tested, stretched, and refined. This is how we grow in knowledge, in character, in our capacity to lead and serve. At Georgetown, we aspire to help every student to discover the skills of dialogue with those holding different perspectives. This is a key, we believe, to lifelong learning. We acknowledge that what we teach right now will quickly become out of date. But what the students learn about self-learning, self-teaching, is a lifetime gift. This is the gift we sought to give to you. Through your time here, you've aspired to create an intellectual environment among yourselves that challenges and supports. Through your coursework and research, we've hoped to expose you to a breadth of ideas, perspectives, and tools. By its very nature, graduate education that you have just completed is a narrowing of an intellectual focus. Many of you chose this program, these programs, with a professional career in mind. You sought to learn from the cutting edge of human understanding in your field. You sought to learn the latest discoveries, the key journals and outlets, the techniques of keeping up with the literature, the emerging methods of inquiry and research, the professional associations that define the field, the culture of occupational categories, the job market for your field. If our aspirations for you were achieved, you have all the skills to keep up with developments in your field, to actively contribute to your profession, to nurture its growth, to be a leader in developing the future of your field. As you re-enter a world full of urgent needs and complex challenges, please take with you the discipline that you've refined here, the critical inquiry, thoughtful dialogue, and deep listening. As a graduate of Georgetown across these different programs, the call is the same: to use your skills in service to others, to advance collective goals, and to make room for every voice at the table. I deeply and sincerely thank you for sharing your journey with all of us at Georgetown. We love you. You are I wasn't expecting the aw. You are forever part of this community. So please come back and visit us from time to time. Let us know how we and the larger community can serve you and how best you can serve it. You should know that we are very, very proud of you. You have all the skills and energy to tackle the big problems facing this broken world. This is your moment. So once again, to the class of 2025, congratulations.
Thank you all for joining us today, and congratulations once more to our graduates. We wish you well in all your endeavors and welcome you as members to the Georgetown and McCourt alumni family. Please stand if you are able to do so for the alma mater, which will be led by members of the Georgetown University Concert Choir and Chamber Singers, accompanied by Bayfield Brass. The words to the alma mater are located in the back of the commencement program book. Remain standing while Reverend Ebony Grissom offers the benediction.
Hello, Georgetown alma mater, swift Potomac's lovely daughter, ever watching by the water, smiles on us today. Now we're
Will you pray with me? To the God of many names, who knows each of us by our own, we thank you for this opportunity to say thank you. We're grateful for this beautiful occasion to celebrate our accomplishments and our community. Thank you for helping us to overcome obstacles seen and unseen, those known to others and those known only to you. Thank you for the grace to proceed through chaotic schedules, personal delights and displeasures, scholastic straight paths, and rugged roads. Thank you for the gift of our families, colleagues, and classmates, our professors and staff, and all those who encouraged and inspired us to persevere. We remember with gratitude those who are not here to share this day with us. We may have experienced this and other health challenges, but you have made us whole. We have not always been calm, but we carried on. And now we stand as scholars turned graduates. As these graduates move into the world with new degrees, remind them that they are already who you've made them to become. May they continue to be people for others whose faith does justice in every space where they trod. May these graduates continue to embody community and diversity wherever they go. And may they write policies with a purpose, fulfilling the school's mission to tackle the complex issues of today and inspire and empower the leaders of tomorrow. May their policies become instruments of your peace. Graduates, now is your time. Go from the hilltop and the Capitol campus into the centers of the world with the spirit of Georgetown, and do as St. Ignatius and Frank McCourt and Interim Dean DeLear and the faculty and staff at the McCourt School of Public Policy have prepared you to do. Go and set the world on fire. Hoya Saxa, amen.
Will the guests please remain standing at their places until the faculty and graduates have recessed? The 2025 McCourt School of Public Policy commencement exercises are now officially closed.